Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back for episode 4 of the Acolyte. We're going to go ahead and jump into things, guys. So if you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, get you access as well. It is in watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up the time codes from reacting the entire episode. Over there, you get the same thing for all the other shows and movies that we cover on the channel. You also get to suggest and vote on what movies to react to each month. We got monthly Q&As, behind-the-scenes footage to try to make it worth your while. It's your Juggernaut Esports channel. But guys, at the end of the day, I really appreciate it. Enjoy this reaction. To at least leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. And with that all said and out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into episode 4, Day. Here we go. It's got a gorgeous little setup, man. Oh. What the? Huh. It's the same symbol from the witches.
Keep each movement tight, yet subtle.
Oh, who's this?
Diminish areas of vulnerability. Maximize your defenses without need to strike. That's our time.
Osha,
I came to say goodbye.
you're not staying?
I've done what I needed to do. Thank you
For what?
for helping me find my sister, prove my innocence, clear my name.
I was just doing my duty.
I may never have known for certain May was alive. And thanks to you, I've seen her with my own eyes, even if I failed to stop her.
I figured you'd stay until we apprehended her. I mean, you must be curious after all this time.
May is the Jedi's problem now, and I'm not a Jedi.
She's still your sister, though.
Don't tell me you'll miss me.
No.
You care about me. You mourn the years lost between the two of you.
Someone must find May before she does any more harm. But it's not me. Next time I'm on Coruscant, though, I'll look you up. And we'll go to a cantina and trade stories about Master Soul.
Did you say goodbye to him?
I've caused him enough trouble.
That was cute.
I wouldn't just take off if I were you. Kofar is massively uncharted. I know bounty hunters won't set foot in these forests.
Oh, but you have.
Yes, I have.
God, those trees,
You went
man.
in there and risked your life for my master.
No, I risked my life to help you. Admit it. You need me.
He is a weakness.
You need to kill the Wookiee. You made a deal.
Like, I still want to know how this guy fits into everything. Is he secretly the master? I wouldn't be shocked if he was. He knows the code. He knows her mission.
She is fast, but weak. Her emotions guide her every choice in combat.
Yet there is skill there.
Yes, someone has trained her.
But who?
She doesn't know her master's identity.
Could this be a splinter order or something worse?
This girl could become a major threat.
She's not disciplined.
Yet she eluded you, and she killed 2 Jedi Masters.
The May targeted these 3.
4. Including you, Sol. The 4 Jedi stationed on her home planet when she was a child. She turns up all these years later, trained by one of our own.
You think a Jedi taught her?
Even a hologram can tell me that.
We must alert the High Council.
The High Council would be obliged to inform the Senate. A scandal like this would inspire fear and mistrust. We should handle this
Wow.
ourselves.
So they are keeping it from the council.
We must learn who trained her.
From the council and the Senate.
And if she doesn't come peacefully?
I'm not expecting it to come to that. This meeting is adjourned.
And that's not Kiadi, is it?
Why didn't you tell me about this?
I did, as soon as I knew.
No, Sol. 16 years ago. Why didn't you tell me there was a chance this poor girl survived?
If I thought there was, of course I would have.
I mean, he saw her fall down a pit, so he definitely did.
No one could have survived that. Let me be the one to bring her in.
The fuck was that?
Your personal connection with her and her sister.
Are they
is not a
suspicious
benefit
of
here.
them?
May's objective is not solely her own. You must know that.
I fear May is only a small part of her master's larger plan. A plan that is difficult to see. Some sort of shift. Something to tip the scales.
If she resists arrest and Holden neutralizes her,
It won't come to that.
then the whole master will truly be lost to us. She will not surrender without getting something in return.
Do we have something she wants?
Oh, we have someone she wants. Maybe we go to barter with Osha?
How do you kill a Jedi without a weapon? You engage unarmed, but can use their saber if you disarm them? Or is that cheating? I'm just curious how you're gonna do it this time. You failed so much.
I didn't fail. I killed Indara, and I killed Torbin.
I mean...
You killed them your way. You have to kill the Wookiee without a weapon. Your master wants
What kind
you
of
to...
deal did you make with him?
I didn't. We didn't exactly. I just owe him. You know how he is. He collects people.
I've never
Just
seen his
owe
face.
him.
Have you?
You know I haven't. Oh, look. There it is.
Hey, look! Let's stop talking about this conversation!
Can't believe my sister's Jedi scum. What was she like when you spoke to her?
She seemed in over her head. She seemed really fond of that one Jedi master. What was his name again? Soul? Anyways, let's get going.
That was 100% purposeful right there.
I went to find you, and Jecki said you already left. I need you to come with me on this mission.
You want me to rejoin the Jedi?
Not officially.
You
Oh.
want me so you can get to her.
Did she want him to want her back?
I can't.
It's a weird
When I
exchange
told May
or
you were
reaction.
alive,
Otherwise,
her eyes softened. She became a different person. I don't want May to get hurt. I know you don't either. There is still good in her. The part of her that loves you.
She's a murderer.
that part of her also tried to kill her. Again, the last episode was from her perspective, so maybe that's just the way she saw her.
Fine.
I don't know.
But I'm not wearing that civilian robe.
Yeah, I don't know. There's,
The order station Master Kelnacca on Kofar, but no one has heard from him in over a year. He's been unresponsive to our warning transmissions.
Hey! Oh, what the fuck?
What's that? That's Basil. Is he or they with us?
Any questions, civilian?
No. No, very comprehensive briefing, Yord.
Okay. I completely lost my previous train of thought.
Kelnacca is in there.
How do we find him?
We have a tracker.
Sol thinks that May can be saved.
You must have reason to suspect May will listen to what you have to say.
And she doesn't listen to me. You need to stop her. I can't hesitate a second time.
May has always been your wound. Maybe Sol brought you here to face her, but maybe he brought you here to face yourself. We need to catch up.
That's actually kind of wise of him right there. Kind of surprised. But she's like, yeah, things go bad, kill her. Oh, what the fuck are these?
What is it? He says there's something wrong here.
Well, these trees have boils, so that's not a good sign either. Oh, those are carapaces. Never mind. That's a full-on bug.
Osha.
Oh. Yep. Yep. Come on, you guys. That's easy to figure out. That is fucking gross, though. Oh. Whoa.
Sol!
Stand down. I have it.
Batter up.
The saber.
It's attracted to light.
Let's move.
I mean,
It'll
are
be
the
dark soon.
other ones just not gonna wake up? Oh, that one was just a light sleeper, I guess.
I was able to sense that creature, but I disturbed it, and now it's dead.
Oh.
It's always an honor to get to witness anything or anyone transform into the Force.
Well, I could never accept death as a true Jedi should.
You're a true Jedi.
I couldn't accept what I'd lost.
We're not defined by what we lose. We're defined by what we survive. You've survived a lot.
I like Jecki. Yeah, she was like, well, shit. I sensed it, and then I disturbed it, and that just led to its death. So this just kind of feels like the way she puts fault on herself, I think, in a way, because she upset the order, the balance of her coven, and what happened? she disturbed things and death was wrought upon them. Not sure if that's exactly what she was meaning, but that's how I'm taking it right now. I think she blames herself for what happened before.
It's not a test. He calls it the final lesson. Your final lesson is when you teach yourself. You will kill a Jedi without a weapon. Attacking a defenseless person goes against everything the Jedi stands for. How do you kill someone like that? Unarmed. It's impossible.
It's not impossible. You know that.
I want this more than anything, but it's impossible. And if I don't do it, he'll kill me. You don't even care.
So it's not to kill somebody with your own hands without a weapon. It's to kill an unarmed person. That is her new interpretation of this order. And she's like, that's impossible. No, that's actually very possible. That's kind of the expectation, I guess, is to rob you of that morality. Strike them down when they can't defend themselves. That would be the dark sign. The first would be a test of ingenuity and resourcefulness and skill. The second would be a test of will.
I don't see him.
What?
Basil.
Great. He's vanished again.
Or got eaten. Who knows?
We need a tracker just to track our tracker.
Who's more the tracker? The tracker or the tracker who tracks the tracker?
We've lost Basil.
Well, everybody's hearing that. Even him. Oh! Oh.
I don't need to do this anymore. I don't need to kill a Jedi without a weapon. I don't need to keep this deal.
What? Cut me down.
She trying to back
You were
out?
wrong. Osha being alive changes everything. My loyalty is to Osha, not your master. What I'm going to do is surrender myself to Kelnacca, and then turn myself into the Jedi.
No, stop.
Or is this a ruse to get him to admit the things he's keeping from her?
He'll kill you.
You'd have to find me first. And I don't know if even he could make it all the way over here without a guide. I'll have to admit it. I did need you.
Or is she legit? See, a lot of this just does not line up with Osha's version of events.
She could have gone far. Where could she be?
I don't know.
Yet again, she was a child then, and over time, our emotions can warp our memories. So it just depends on if we were just seeing her point of view or her recollection, because those are two very different things.
You wouldn't let me confront my own Olega.
You weren't ready.
But I'm ready now.
This is different.
I feel different. I sense things again, in a way that gives me the courage to face her.
You're not going to face her. You're going to face your past. Both of us will. Once we get May safely to the ship, I'll explain everything. I promise.
Can't wait for that.
Hey, little buddy.
He's found May.
Kick him like a football.
Stay behind us.
Dude, I hate that thing.
Master Kelnacca.
Oh, is he already dead? Well, he's definitely already dead. Oh, by a saber strike, no less. Huh.
He's here.
Oh. Oh, is this going to be the shot from the trailer where they all light up?
In the name of the Galactic Republic and the Order of the Jedi, anyone inside that domicile should come out with your hands where we can see them.
The hell is that? Uh-oh, Soul senses something. Oh, what the? Just levitated down from the trees.
What is that?
Identify yourself.
Stand down.
Here it comes. Yo! Oh, fuck off. God damn it. Just as it was getting good. Okay, that was, in fact, Ki-Adi-Mundi. That was it. So, was that not Plo Koon? So, right now, I'm just gonna say maybe Plo Koon, definitely Ki-Adi-Mundi. We can at least confirm that thanks to the credits. Interesting revelations in this. We do see that there is this security council ran by Vernestra, you know, and Sol and all these other factors. Interesting though, Ki-Adi-Mundi's a member of that group who is suppressing this information. That's a little bit of a sticky thing to leave in there. So I don't know. We'll see how this all pans out, but they're like, no, we can't let the High Council know about this because otherwise that'll get out to the Senate. Again, political enemies, blah, 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 whatever. Again, showing just how the Jedi are starting to worry too much about outside factors, outside opinion, outside interference because they're getting too entangled in all of that. We got the confirmation, or at least implication, that Sol has in fact been hiding certain details about that night from Osha, and I imagine that would be the Jedi's involvement of what took place there. You know, there's a couple of theories I've seen floating around, but, you know, obviously May didn't burn the whole place down. Now, when we saw the flashback, it was from Osha's perspective. Now, I don't know if it's meant to be like the objective side of what she saw or if it's colored by her emotions because, again, there's inconsistencies between what we saw, specifically with May and how May has been acting currently. Like in her mind, she built up May as this villain, as this person who tortured animals, as this person who wanted to kill her rather than accept that she wanted to go out into the world and see it for herself. Which I forgot to point out last episode is that she also was doing the exact same thing that she got on to May for doing almost immediately after. She was just kind of watching what she did and then did it as well. Maybe more harshly. She definitely held the butterfly for longer, but Osha was doing the same thing when May arrived. So again, there's something weird going on between Osha and May that we just don't got our head wrapped around yet. When the May we're seeing present day just seemingly just wants to get back in touch with her sister. Like, hold up, I thought she was dead this entire time. I thought she didn't survive the fire. So she aligned herself with this master to get revenge. Now that she knows she's alive, that changes everything about why she initiated that relationship. So she's now, hey, I don't need you. My sister's alive. I'll just go turn myself in. But Osha's just like, hey, Sol thinks there's good in there. I don't know. But if things go sour, Yord, I need you to kill her. Something ain't adding up. I'm 100% confident that that is intentional to shine a light on these inconsistencies in these stories and what we are seeing here in the present day. I think that is done with a purpose. I don't think that's just like inconsistency in the writing itself, at least when it comes to that element of it. Now, I do think there was a couple of moments where I do feel like the writing, yet again, just struggles with the dialogue and making some of these conversations feel like they would naturally happen the way that they do. Specifically, two moments come to mind. And I think one was trying to play it for laughs. I think it was supposed to be a comedic scene. It just didn't really land for me. The whole scene where Yord's giving the briefing and she's just kind of being distracted by Basil, and then she goes up to talk to Jecki about, ooh, what the fuck is that? The whole little back and forth between Yord, be like, haha, you got something to say, civilian. None of that really worked for me. The dialogue sometimes feels so stiff and so choppy. It feels like a table read sometimes, that it's the first take that they're using on some of these conversations. Not all of the time, but just some of the time. The second time was when she was talking to Yord as they were heading into the forest, when she was trying to say like, hey, Sol sees good in her. He might hesitate. If it comes down, if things get messy, kill her. Like that whole conversation. Not the whole scene, but like there was a couple of line deliveries in there that just didn't come off very natural to me. This episode, for being as short as it was, I still feel like it had a lot of padding. So I feel like this episode could have been a little snappier, especially once we get to the planet or the trip to the planet. I don't think we needed the briefing. I don't think that told us anything we didn't already know. It didn't really push the story forward. I think they just wanted to end the 4 episodes that they gave out to some people to end with that cliffhanger, the Dark Lord showing up and hitting them with that massive ass shockwave. So I feel like some of this was padded out. I'm not gonna lie, like outside of a couple of small moments in this episode, I was kind of just bored, you know? I just felt like we were coasting, we were drawing this out. It almost feels like this could have just been intercut with the last episode, like have elements of this sprinkled out throughout this flashback as we're learning pieces of the past or something like that. I don't know if there was enough, at least for me here, to warrant all of this being in a singular episode. I feel like I may even consider this to be overall a weaker episode than even last week's. At least that had things that really kept me engaged, like the Force lore, the things we were learning, the rituals. There's a lot of stuff there that really was titillating my brain, stimulating my thoughts, at least. And here, there's so many moments, so many scenes that just kind of felt out of place, just took me out, that didn't really feel like they served an overall purpose. We did have a fun little conversation with May and her handler here. I don't know his name. I don't remember it at this point. The guy that sold her the poison, he's tagging along, he's scouting ahead. He's doing a lot of these things for her out of just some, I don't know, goodness of his heart. I think he's actually the master. That's what I'm thinking right now, especially considering he was up in that trap and then he, knew where Kelnacca was, scouted ahead, and she stumbled upon him dead, already struck down by a saber. It's a little suspicious to me. I definitely think it's him. Also, we're halfway through. I don't know that you would introduce some rando to be him, and Soul was clearly there while this person levitated down from the canopy. So I don't think it's Soul. I saw a lot of people thinking that Soul is the guy in the mask, and I don't think that's the case. I definitely think it's this alchemist, this guy that's been following her around, because he just knows too much. And he dodges a lot of the questions that I think quite obviously he should know. But I like that they had that scene where she's questioning the tasks, and she was like, well, maybe I'm misthinking what he meant, killing a Jedi without a weapon, What did that mean? Does it mean I need to be the one without a weapon? So I need to find a way to kill them without using a blade, a saber, a blaster, or something like that? Which, technically, did she not do with Torbin? That was also of his own volition. He took it himself. Maybe there's a stipulation in there that nullifies that one. Then she came to the second conclusion is, what if they are the unarmed person? I have to strike down somebody who is not holding a weapon. I have to kill an unarmed, defenseless person in cold blood. Like, it's not self-defense. It's not anything other than just murder. That would line up. Tearing down your faculties to kind of steep yourself in the dark side is to do something along those lines. Again, coming back to Osha's flashback, that seems like something May would have done when she was a child based on the way we saw it in that moment. Again, I think that's a perspective thing. I think we are seeing Osha color this experience, color this memory by her own perceptions of it. She was this person holding her back. She was this person who thrived in the fight, in the force, in all these other things, these things that she really didn't gravitate towards. So I think she just saw Osha as this villain as a child or something, or at least maybe her present day interactions with her and the things that she has done is coloring this memory. Because otherwise, if that is objectively what happened from the angles that we saw, because we still haven't seen all of the other angles and positions of all the other characters that night, just Osha and May, until they came into contact with the other players. We don't know what happened that night from Soul's perspective, from anybody else's perspective, from May's perspective even. So I feel like because we're locked into Osha's perspective, I think there's definitely some shenanigans going on there with what's going on. Because again, it just completely conflicts with what we have seen as the viewer with May when no one else is around. Soul knows that once he comes in here, once they confront May, that things are going to come to light and he'll have to explain a lot of things to her. This will be a challenge for them both emotionally, him facing the truth of what happened that night, as well as Osha learning that truth. But then once they get there, obviously he's already dead. And then they finally sense this person sneaking up on them. And it was kind of a funny little visual in the background as he just levitated down from the canopy, from the treetops or the canyon side, whatever was there. He just kind of slowly descends, floated down kind of like the fairy godmother of death, I guess. And then he walked right up to Osha. It was just like, wow. and then everybody drew their sabers, and then massive force push shockwave. All that, though, was badass. And we caught up to pretty much the gist of what has been shown, the majority of what has been shown in the trailers, and what most people have seen up until this point. Because again, some people got to see the first 2 episodes, some people got to see the first 4 episodes, and I just had to sit here and wait and watch it day 1 with you guys. So I was not on the fancy list, or any of the lists for that matter. I think coming back to the Osha's recollection of that night as well, I think she's starting to put a lot of the blame on herself as well. And I think that's supposed to be reflected in their journey through that little like bug infested little corner of the forest, which I thought was a little funny because none of the other actual Jedi that have been Jedi the entire time sensed any danger until she reacted vocally. I thought that was kind of funny. I did kind of chuckle internally whenever that took place. She's like, oh, hey, the Force is awakening to me. I can feel things again. So she touches this thing, disturbs it, which results in its eventual death because she excited it, and it had to defend itself, which led to Soul having to defend himself, which led to it being killed. Because that is a perfect parallel of what happened on that night. She wanted to go out into the world. She wanted to be a Jedi, so she sought out the Jedi. She interacted with them, and that, again, in turn, caused them to be defensive, and created this cycle that resulted into the tragedy that was that night. So I think that was a way of visualizing in the present day her conflict with the Force itself and her own agency. And Jecki is trying to like balance her out. We are what we survive. You know, those things still happen. They still suck, but they don't define us and all this kind of stuff. What defines us is how we move forward. I liked all the interactions with Jecki and her. I thought those moments were great. I liked all the moments with Osha and Soul. Thought those moments worked out really well, like seeing the council meeting. So far, no one's thrown out the idea of a Sith because they said maybe it's some kind of offshoot or worse. But right now, no one's wholly suspecting it's a Sith. They just think it's a former defunct Jedi that has trained May. So we haven't necessarily made it full on down that rabbit hole. So right now, Ki-Adi-Mundi's in a kind of interesting position where depending on what they learn and how that information travels, like it's one thing for them to learn about all this and suppress that information from going into the council had no members of a future council been involved, but he's in there. So something's going to have to happen, I would imagine, with the induction or the retainment of this information or the delivery that matter. Who knows? Maybe they never learn the truth of what happens with what they find, with what Soul and his team uncover and unravel. If Ki-Adi-Mundi learns that there's a Sith running around and has withheld that information, that does color a lot of things a little bit differently once he is on the council when we enter the prequel trilogy. So I'm curious about how this is all going to play out. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and feelings on all of that. But overall, another mixed episode for me. Like, there are definitely elements that I love. Like, I love Soul. I love Jecki right now. I like the lore that they are expanding upon. It's just the execution has been so all over the place. Right now, for me, episode 2 is still the cleanest episode of the season at this point. And we're at the halfway point. So we'll see how it goes. A lot of the setup is out of the way. I hope these last 4 carry us home. I hope the show sticks the landing. Again, I want every show I watch to succeed. I don't go into it wanting it to fail or hoping it to fail. Like, I want to find the potential and I want to see it achieve that. So I'm hoping that by the end of this, all of these puzzle pieces, maybe some of the things that maybe didn't work so much for me, don't matter in the end because of how awesome some of the later stuff is. That's what I'm hoping for. But guys, what did you think? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you're a member of the channel, get you access as well. And speaking of before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends. Manny, Sherry, Your Coruscant, Melito, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey L, Jake Cottrell, Eric Official, Casey Wood, and Russell Crockett. Thank you guys so much for continued support. But that's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. But until then, may the Force be with you always. Take care, everybody.